Those are how's that thing in them, that banner? Yeah. Why is that banner there? Like that live banner. It shouldn't take up that. Oh, okay, there we go. I think it's just because no, okay, I know what I did. So there you go. All right. Shoulders like that. All right, Shalom, Shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites coming out here to prophesy the downfall of America in and out the season. America is modern day Babylon, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, prophesy the downfall. Uprising of Israel consists so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, Puerto Ricans, so-called, you know. And we're going to give all praises always to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawah, Rawchaa, double honors to the apostles, the elders, bishops, great millstone. Must I take to the brothers, teach your word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect, most high will. To the hopeful extend elect, Shalom, blessings, men, women, children. No, we're just going to get right into it. We're going to call this 250 years, the end of an empire. America is an empire, man. Inspired by Apostle Hart video I saw. So hopefully it's edifying, man. You know, we're going to get a definition, basically. What we going into.
Right, they even got articles that says empires fall every 250 years and we're next.
Yeah.
What America's, you know, you got articles on people pulling this out, but we're going to get one a little shorter. So the Achaemenid Empire was instrumental in some of the world's greatest inventions. It lasted until Alexander the Great defeated Darius in 332 BC. Thus about 220 years, slightly less than the average length of empires, which is 250 years. So, you know, like the Lord said, He's not slack in the last of the first, men count slackness. So you're gonna have periods of times where empires fall, yeah. But you know, it's not gonna be on point, so you can't pinpoint it.
Yeah, and they don't fall immediately. The transition is there too, where it slowly, gradually goes into another hand because they gotta negotiate, they gotta talk, and they gotta communicate on some kind of level to like, hey, what did y'all used to do? Where y'all used to do this? Where y'all hide this? So to speak, like that. So they kind of still, have some reverence even in that that downfall to the 250 years. Just like we ruled certain parts of Europe to the 1700s. But overall, we 1,000 years and a little bit after that. But the 1,000 years, the core meaning of our rulership in Europe. So it's just the same with these other nations that go down. What did you have? And also, hopefully I explained that right. I was looking at me like, what the hell are you talking about?
Going into the Byzantine Empire, going into, I'll put that one that I just quoted. 2 Peter chapter 3.
Well, first, before you get that, everything has a beginning, everything has an end, and it's manifest right quick.
Sitting there tonight, chapter.
Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end.
Everything has a beginning and end. That's kingdoms also. Empires. Go ahead.
And the end is manifest.
The end is manifest. That's what's being manifest now through prophecy. Through the prophet's mouth that speak in the name of Yahawah, Yahawashi that made the heavens and the earth. You know? So that now, so this has to have an ending. It had a beginning. It has to have an ending. Go ahead.
Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonder and powerful works.
Yeah, because a lot of things we did naturally, and the Most High evolved us in the spirit, and now we understand that this is Babylon. They didn't understand that back then. They didn't understand a lot of things that we see now, that we understand now, because it wasn't the time. And Most High said He made everything beautiful in this time. Even the destruction of America is going to be beautiful in our time. A lot of people then got impatient. When is it? If y'all talking about this and that, and when is it going to happen? The prophets that were asking about our people that was asking about the kingdom. When is the kingdom going to come? You know, when is these things going to be? Well, they have this beautiful time. So it's not time right now. This very time on the clock for America to go down. It's prophecies that has to be fulfilled. Go ahead.
Endings and effects and signs.
Ending effects and signs, man. So we're a sign. The chariots is a sign. Russia being brought back to the old Soviet Union as a sign. I mean, it's been prophesied by the prophets. You know, so the Third World War is a prophecy, and should be a sign to our people. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 7.
Go ahead.
And it reads, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith.
That was a key point, though. We already read the key.
That's why
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah. That's we read that. Yeah. We're supposed to go ahead.
2 Peter 3:9.
Yeah.
Back to that. Okay. It's the 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. And it reads, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
But He promised, going back to the promises of Abraham and Isaac, Jacob. And He always said that He will get us out of the place of our oppressors, so that we wouldn't be no more captive under our enemies. And that's going to play out in this last play of this, when America's destroyed and we're no longer sent into captivity. But still, this got to play out. So people count it for slackness. What it's going to say. Go ahead.
As some men count slackness.
Yeah, they say the Lord ain't coming back. Yahawashi ain't coming back. They say America's not going to be destroyed. Because, when we set a covenant with the Most High, and then we were fell in our captivities, we was like, Most High, how you going to get us out of this? He said, well, I'll send you a savior. I'll send you prophets. And then the people that are not spiritual, they don't believe. They be like, who are y'all? Y'all niggas. Nah. The prophets are Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. That's over in every part of the land, from America to the other part of the world, prophesying. So he did keep his promise. He sent his prophets, but they don't want to forbear. They don't want to listen. Go ahead.
But his long suffering to usward.
What did he say? What did Most High also say? When you return back to me, I'll destroy the enemy. Who is the enemy? Our enemy is the so-called white man. The main enemy is so-called white man. America is an enemy to us. So they did those empires that kept us in a slavery, captivity, were enemy to us. But even though when we pray to the Most High, He put it in some of the leaders' hearts to go easy on us. Some of the leaders' hearts to have faith on us, just like Nebuchadnezzar with Daniel, just like Pharaoh with Moses, and so forth. So just like He did America, he let hey, don't whip my sons no more. Get them out of that low state of being whipped all day and picking cotton and shit.
And you know, when he mentioned us word, that's really talking about the elect.
Yeah.
Because there's the rest was going to be blinded.
Yep.
That was the will of the Lord.
Yep.
So when they talk about us word, it's talking about the ones that are the elect. You know, Lord willing, we of that number.
Yep.
We are the elect. You know.
Yeah. That's why it calls, you know, his word is sent to the sons of men, because, you know, they're gonna, our 2/3 are gonna hear the word too, but they're not gonna listen. But we don't give them the word and give them the message as that's the love, that's the charity, that's you know, loving your enemy, because they are enemies to us, but we still give them the message. This is the greatest thing in the world that you can ever receive. This is above riches. You wouldn't give your enemy riches. But they're not spiritual, so they don't understand that we are giving them jewels and gems and riches, treasures, but they neglect it. So that's the love that we give them to our people.
Ultimately, like Juan said, love is correction.
Yeah.
That's why I said not enter into the house of Samaritans. Don't enter into the way of the Gentiles, to the other nations, because we're not here to correct them.
Yeah.
We're here to give correction to Israel as of ourselves too.
That's what it says. You know? Amos, it said, I will correct. I will punish you for your iniquity, because out of all the families you have only known. They ain't gonna punish the rest of the nation. They going into slavery. He already know what he gonna do with them. He focused on Israel. But the prophecies consist of America and NATO and EU, so we have to prophesy about that. Go ahead.
But that all should come to repentance.
All should come to repentance, meaning the elect. That you know, he's concerned about his elect. All become the, so the gates are closing because the elect is almost sealed. Elect is most likely sealed. Then we out of here. Few more prophecies, we out of here.
And then the elder in Germany, I was listening to him the other day. I went on this channel and was listening to him, and he was going into, you know, sometimes you'll see the Gentiles come up to us and try to you know, confound us or whatever, ask scriptures. And the reason why sometimes we go into it, you know, especially if it's somebody who's not known like vocab, we'll still go into it to edify the elect, man. You know, so we not doing it really for them. It's like Saquon said, most of the elect is sealed. You know, we just here to continually edify them to continue in the faith.
Yeah, because they're gonna be condemned by not listening. They're gonna, because it said for them, they're gonna know that they had no excuse, so they heard the word. You know, even if they eat jakes that look like Edomite shit, we told you that some jakes Israel like a speckled bird. People are look so-called white too. So if you're a Jake but you look so-called white, you miss that plane, you miss that spiritual train and bus and get destroyed. You still gotta take up the consequences of that. But you know, this is the end of a kingdom right here. Somebody look up empire, the definition of empire. You didn't bring your phone up?
I got empire, an extensive group of states or countries under single supreme authority, formerly especially an emperor or empress. Number two, a large commercial organization owned or controlled by one person or group.
That's what America is. They're controlled by the elite banking family. Really, going back to, you know, NATO and the EU, the beast that used the harlot as a catalyst, used America as a banking cash cow. You know, so this is an empire. It's an extended empire of Roman Empire, and there are parallels and things that point out that this is modern day Rome. So if Rome was an empire, America's an empire. It's a such thing as country reincarnation.
Yeah,
You know? Go ahead.
It's another way they prove that this is an empire. Is the military base, you know, that America has.
Yeah, the embassies.
Yep.
Yeah, military bases, embassies. The setup, the establishment of military components. Did you get the other? I mean, that was it on the definition.
Yeah, you want me to go to etymology?
Yeah. They had a show. Remember? I mean, they had what is it? Was it Star Wars or Star Trek? Star Trek. I think it was Star Wars. The Empire Strikes Back. I don't know if y'all familiar with that.
I've never seen
Yeah, you said Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
I think it's episode. It's like 6. It was 6 episodes, 6 movies.
Is that Star
I think
Wars?
I think it's like number 4 or something.
Yeah, in Star Wars.
Yeah, number 4.
It was war among the stars. It was war in space, and that's biblical too. So they talking about Empire striking back against the Yahawashi and the angels, but they're gonna lose. Go ahead.
The etymology of empire originates from the Latin word imperium.
Imperium, that means imperial, superior, ruling class. Go ahead. And America is a ruling class, even though they don't get into the England. I mean, the Prince Charles, and they don't call him Prince Trump or King Trump, but they did have. I think they did have a geographic magazine on the front of it. They had Trump with a crown on his head, so he is the king of Babylon. Man. Most High, we say he got a sense of humor. The last Trump, we're in between the last Trump. You know, last Trump is getting saved out of here from the missiles.
You wouldn't have all these protests against that if it wasn't that.
Yeah.
You know, all these people saying no kings in America.
Yeah.
Because they that's what they see Trump as, man. That's what he acting like, man.
Yeah. King of Babylon.
So this is a kingdom. Also in Apocrypha, it says what is strongest, king, wine, and women? It says the truth is the strongest, but it mentions the strength of a king, that he have soldiers that go for war with him. That they'll go to war for Trump. He said, "Make America great again." He said, "Hey, the enemies are out there. We need to recruit soldiers, and they'll line up for us."
They raided the White House for him.
Yeah.
What makes you think there ain't gonna be no civil war if he say make a civil war, man?
So that's the power of a king, man. He got power in his hand as a king, even though they don't call him a king. Go ahead. But who's America's mother in Britain, England? So who was that bitch that just died? Is it Queen Elizabeth? Queen Elizabeth, Princess Diana, Prince Charles. So this is the extension of them. You know, the daughter, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a like societal manner of setting up kings, and it's a priest, if you will, too, because they lucky, but they have the Roman Catholic priests come over here and try to bless America when it's time for war.
You know, in Proverbs, it says the Lord's the king of the heart's hand is in the Lord. So we ain't giving these devils no profit, man. We ain't giving them no credit for what they're about to do. It's all glory to Yahawah.
And that's our test. Go ahead.
So the word imperium, meaning command, control.
That's what Trump be doing, commanding and controlling. Population control. That's what that deportation is about. They go and gaffle them up, man. Put them in prison. Alligator Alcatraz. You know, they have power to do this. Go ahead.
Or supreme power.
A supreme power. And like what I was saying, they have power because Most High is giving it to their hand to have that power. It's given it to their hand. The earth is given it to the hand of the wicked.
You gotta have that spirit to where, like Yahawashi said when he was tempted in the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights fasting, when Satan came up to him and tried to tempt him, we gotta have that same spirit that you can't do nothing to me unless the Lord allows you to do it, man.
Yeah.
So maybe we get snatched up too, whatever. Maybe we get taken overseas too, whatever, man. It's all the will of Yahawashi. So you devils that it don't matter what you do, man. The men of the Lord will prevail, man.
Yeah, fear
through death and everything, man. Whatever y'all do to us, man.
And not fear him that killed the body, but fear him that killed the body and soul into hell.
You ready? I'm gonna have read verse 10. I go to the burning fire.
So the Most High said, Most High set up the kingdoms of men.
Go ahead. So what do you think he's doing? He said he will reprove us before he saw even so-called white man's eyes. That's what he's doing right now. He's fixing us. So it ain't nothing that they can do to keep this ministry from flourishing, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like Most High allow the so-called white man to be designed in power outwardly, where he designed us to be the power inwardly. The spiritual powers is over fleshly power, and he's going to manifest that. They're going to start seeing when it's angelic stuff things start going on that they can't control out of their hands. But they're gonna Most High gonna make them fight. It's like your two G.I. Joe man, you know what I'm saying? You're making them fight and shit. That's what he's doing. And then that one that you enjoy, your favorite toy, your favorite G.I. Joe, you'll make him kill the other.
And people, they big up America, Babylon the Great way too much. Go look up all the wars that they actually lost. They lost against the so-called Native Americans, the Qadash. They lost again in Vietnam. They lost the Afghan war, man. They lost all that stuff, man. They ain't really hard as they say they is, man.
And Most High allowed them to come out with the Gatling gun, which they had an advantage of the enemy. I mean, you know, of the started when the cannons, you know, the rifling, you know, and then the machine gun.
And they still lost.
Yeah.
They still lost. They could not take over all the Qadash, man. They had to make compromises. That's why when you watch that movie, Flower, what is Flower of the Moon? Flower of the Moon, where they had some of them women, they had all that money from the wealth from their fathers. Okay, or the Seminole, all that oil, man. Yeah. But they could take them over all the way. Esau had a compromise with them, man.
And Most High allowed them, because this was in Daniel, Most High allowed them to divide and conquer. So he was taking a lot of those wars were you know, that were won was the Native Americans fighting against the Native Americans, because he deceived them and said, look, your brother deceived you. He's like, oh shit, let's go get him, man. You know, he lied to him.
See, that's why they be in class. They'll make it where they'll send a message from one end of the room, and then when they get all the way to the other end of the room, it'll be a different message. Yeah. And that's how they do. They do through lies and deceit to divide and conquer. Yeah. And that's what they was teaching in class, man. When we was children, man. Yeah. That's what they teach.
Yeah. And that's why you have something called the unconquered tribes.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't conquer them, so they gave they negotiate with them and said, hey, we'll let you walk from Florida to you know, Oklahoma. I mean, from Florida, Oklahoma? Yeah, to settle, because they were whooping their ass. Because they know the Native Americans were peaceful people. It's like, you know, they don't want to really fight. They warriors, but they just want to raise their families. Just like Jake, he just want to chill. That's why, you know, you can't be comfortable in this place. But we understand the spirit of Jake. He just want to chill. Like, I just want to be left alone.
Like real something real quick. Like, you know, I'm trying to hurt nobody, man. Yeah. But if we got to, we gonna bring havoc on you Edomites, man. Yeah. When we get them powers, we're gonna bring havoc on you motherfuckers, man. Yeah. Lord willing, we get them soon, man. Yeah. You know?
Because the coons have sold out.
Man,
they have sold out. They took the bill. They took the rap. They took the bag. You know, and they get paid off to come against us and paid off to do all kind of other stuff. Kill Jake too. Go ahead.
Says Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers.
We are the watchers. Where the watchers decree means law or order of law, or, you know, even a message that comes from an order. Go ahead.
And the demand by the word of the holy ones.
By the holy ones. We don't look holy to our people. We ain't got the halo over our heads. You know what I'm saying? Holy means separate, though. That's something that they don't teach you in church too. Because when they always paint a picture of Sedge Boy, he got a light around his head and shit. So if they don't see that light around their head, they think like, oh, them niggas doing. Yeah. The light is within, man. The dummies.
And they try to do that with
to all the brothers and sisters on Common Board, few sisters are watching Shalom, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Atham, GMS and his likeness, Shalom, and his likeness. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It said,
we'll come back better. Yeah. Go ahead.
It said, all right, to the intent that the living may know.
Hey, the living, you living, right? You're still alive. You're hearing it. That the living may know. Go ahead.
That the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Ruleth in the kingdom of men. That means he direct, and get that follow-up scripture where the king's heart is in the Most High's hand. Because he direct these people. They don't think this is his movie, like we said. You know how you watch a movie and you be like, you know, before you start the movie, when you write the movie, you be like, all right, who's going to be the bad guy? Who's going to be the good guy? What are they going to be doing? Oh, it's going to be a war, and it's going to be a process of time. And then now we're at the end of the movie.
And the Lord, he controlled both sides. So us, us as messengers, you know, like in the Hebrew, that's malak. It means king, messenger. So he control us too. He got our hearts, our minds moving in the way of going to war in this place spiritually, man. While he got them going physically.
Yeah.
We're gonna see who's gonna win in the end, man.
Yeah, because what it says,
see.
Yeah, it says the flesh wars against the spirit and spirit against the flesh. But they're gonna understand that it's such thing as it's extraterrestrial beings, man. That you're gonna see. What does it say? Even your teachers, you're gonna see your teachers. They no longer removed in the corner.
Yeah,
you're gonna see your teachers.
Yeah.
Because it says in the scriptures, the spirit is like a voice. You're gonna hear a voice behind you. But now you're gonna hear that scripture. I mean, you're gonna see that voice. You gonna show me the image of a voice, man. You're gonna see your voice, them voices, and you're gonna see the men with spiritual power right before your eye.
You're gonna see your teachers body slamming,
electrical, like apostles always paint. The lasers coming out your eyes and
shit up, man.
Electricity, man, coming out your hands and shit.
You know, executing that judgment, because that's what we want. We want righteousness to be instilled in the earth, and that cannot be done peacefully, man. That can't be done peacefully.
And that's why they study. We'll get back to the scripture. That's why they study the dynamics of science and all that, because it's electrical components in our bodies. Electrical components our brain, and even when you look at the brain, it looks like electricity.
Yeah, we
like lightning.
Yeah, that's why I talk about electrons.
Yeah, electrons.
You know,
neutrons, nitrogen. We drink nitrogen. We drink a lot of. I mean, we eat from the ground. A ground got electricity in it, man. You know, that's why they had videos you could plug into wire into the ground and then plug it into a tree and have your cell phone light up.
Yep. Because that's
they don't want to. Yeah, they don't want us to tap in. They don't want us to tap that link that beloved brother Yahawah in LA, that we're the real Neuralink, spiritual Neuralink.
We the true cultivators of the earth. That's why the Lord said, like he said in the book of Mark, you see men as trees. That's why you can plug something into a tree and get some type of electric current.
It's living.
Yeah,
it's living.
We breathe out CO2. They breathe out oxygen, and they need CO2 to survive. You know, but everything, like even in they just like us, like we have a Sabbath day where we rest. They have at night when they rest, they blow out the CO2. They got to let off some of that, whatever they consume, just like us. Yeah. They just like us, man. So this blood that has been spilled on these trees, spilled on the blood, spilled on the ground. It's been remembered, man.
What did it say? Ask earth and how many she have lost upon her. And now she's throwing up. She's bombing it up. Yeah, that's why nobody's gonna be buried in this place, because she's tired of it. Like, fuck that. I'm tired of this death. We getting back to life now. Go ahead.
It says Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. His mind. It's another thing the churches don't know. The mind, the heart is the mind. Because they got everybody like out grabbing their heart. Heartfelt emotions running through me and all that. No, it's talking about your mind. A man might think hardcore and he'll still love his family. Hey, even a beast, a lion, he'll still care for his cubs. As vicious as he is, as dangerous as they say he is, he'll still care for his cubs because his mind is designed the way that the Most High want to design that beast. Same thing with man. Man is considered beast too in the scriptures. So the Most High is in control of it. He's using Trump for what he wants to use him for. Trump, how these people are dumb at it's cocaine in the White House, but somehow they got over that shit. Nobody got arrested. The White House wasn't shut down because Most High he wanted to go on for prophecy's sake.
Yeah, because we talk about, like you said, these natural beasts being created to destroy. He had mercy on them still. That's why they was able to rule this long wickedly. So how much more mercy there he's gonna have on us if we trying to follow, the ways of the Lord, through spirit and in truth, to the best of our abilities, man. He's gonna definitely look out for us. He's been letting them be damn wicked for a long time, man.
Well, he's gonna flip it.
He's about to flip it, man.
He's gonna all that curses and that stress, that oppression.
Yep.
Most High gonna turn around. Yep.
And Jake,
all that shit gonna fall on his head.
And Jake don't want to be expressive about that stuff sometimes. He don't want to be expressive. No, y'all going into slavery, man.
Yeah.
Y'all going into slavery, man.
Yeah,
y'all finna get bonded in chains
Yep. If you don't mention that as prophecy, you going off.
You gotta be specific, because these people really, they would never believe that, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be specific. It's got to be specific. We're gonna buy you a change. You're gonna be getting whipped. I'll probably drop pianos on some of you motherfuckers just to have fun. That it's got to be specific, man, because they really think that this ain't gonna happen, man.
I thought about that. Professor Clump when what's his name? Eddie Murphy threw him in the piano. And he said, "Loving you." And he hit that last note. Hey man, it's funny, man.
They gotta know it's serious consequences for dealing with Israel, man. It said we're gonna meditate terror. What do you mean we just being all nonchalant about how we saying it? No, we're gonna let you know what it is.
Yeah, terror comes from territory.
Yeah, man.
You touch the Most High's territory. You touch his property.
Yeah.
We keep telling you a place, people is it's like people. Yeah, places are people before it is a place. Did we say that right?
Yeah, you're right. Because if it's like a big old city, you know, and nobody's living in it, is it really a city? It's not. It's just ruins at that point.
Yeah.
The city is the people.
Exactly.
You know?
So you touch the Most High apple as the eye, you touch his property, his people, his territory. So he's going to cause terror to come upon you. He even said he's going to use his men as weapons of war and battle axes and weapons of war. Man. It said you shall crush, I will make your hooves brass, you shall crush in pieces many nations.
Yeah, he said beat in pieces many people. Yeah. That ain't gonna be, we're gonna turn some people into Legos out here, man. It ain't gonna be no damn joke, man. All jokes aside, ain't gonna be no laughing in that day, man.
Because Most High is righteously angry. And he don't even have to express himself righteous. He just is. He just who he is. He don't have to express you. We don't have to express to y'all that we righteous. We just live that way when we come back to the Most High. But the Most High has us prophesying these things. Go ahead.
Says the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord.
In the hand of the Lord. Go ahead.
As the rivers of water.
As the rivers of water. Because hey, even when the Euphrates, you know, our people, I mean, our people went along the Euphrates River, you know, with the Northern Kingdom. He directed the currents, man, for us to come over here, you know, and he'll do it again with anything, man. And it would take a year and a half to come over here to the Americas. From over there with Christopher Columbus, he made Christopher Columbus make it over here, so that he can fulfill prophecy.
And that's the one thing about the Lord. When he set up prophecy, he set up always men. He didn't set up no soft ass men that wasn't gonna complete the mission, man. Yeah. That's why we got to be hard over here, man. We got to be strong in the spirit and a little bit in the flesh too. Of course, the flesh is not what we look at the most, but we got to still be strong, well-rounded, man, because that's what the Lord looking for, man. He's looking for us to be tough, man, but mainly spiritually, like Quan said. But even Esau, you got these. My point is, he even got some of these jakes out here trying to be all soft for Esau's ass. Esau gonna come after them more than us, because he ain't gonna respect them more than us. Because Esau don't respect no soft motherfuckers either, man.
It said, "What them show them their ways for love."
Yeah, man. That's to be the one to get the worst judgment. That's why I talked about that. That's the feminine is the ones who really gonna get judged, man. We ain't saying soft physically, we saying spiritually. Yep. That's holding your sword back from blood. That's what we're not really saying what's gonna happen.
Yeah, man. You consider a fuck boy, man. So you don't want to come out with the truth about who these devils are.
You gotta rightly divide it. It says that when you look at that word rightly, it means to dissect. Yeah. You gotta dissect the truth, man. You gotta go in there and break that stuff down for people to understand, man.
Like we said, who's who? When did it happen? What time? Why are we here? What got us here? What, you know, how did we rule? When did we rule? You know, because all that plays a part in this movie.
And you know, there are different measures of men. You know, we understand that.
Yeah.
But just as a prophet, you know, we want to be able to explain to our people. Maybe you don't see us do it on video, but when it comes to talking to us in person, you see somebody out there, you want to be able to explain this stuff to Jake, man, because it's his soul.
Jake really
understands his soul, man.
It's called mathematics. Got it. When it adds up, people get it. They click. Oh shit, that's why this. That's why that. Go ahead with some scriptures.
He turneth it whatsoever he He will.
He turneth whatsoever he will. So he turned he turned Magog, a god of Magog, he turned him back into the Soviet Union. He turned Trump back. He brought Trump back and shit. Trump was out. He got replaced with who? Obama? And then now, and Most High brought him back.
Yep, Obama, and then he tried to go after Biden.
Because Most High said, "Nah, I want Trump, man.
Yep.
He gonna be the one that do my job, man."
It's like Trump, because Trump a real Edomite, man.
Yep.
He gonna show y'all
he a real MAGA hat Edomite.
And they show you in the scripture like how it tell you what Isaiah, how he chose, the Heavenly Father chose what's the king of Persian? Look, man.
Xerxes.
No, Cyrus.
Cyrus. Okay.
Yeah, you know, the Lord chose him to do his work. So it shows you like the Lord, it's just an example right there, like how the Lord, he sets up these kings to do his will.
Yeah.
You know. So all this right here, what's going on, he tell you in the book of Psalms that hey, the Lord is how it go, he said the kingdom is the Lord's and he's the governor, he's the governor among the nations. So these different draconian laws that's going out, hey, that's all sanctioned through the word of Yahawashi, man.
You know, he set up the ordinances.
I mean, when you go, like we said, when you go back to the laws of Moses, you're gonna be like, damn, that's Most High right there, man. That ain't Moses himself. Moses was like, even asked, how can I correct these people? So it's the Most High that deals with men, how he may, however he want to. He deal with us how we want to. We're not out of slavery yet. He could get us out of slavery right now, but he want us to go through some things to mold us and shape us into the man we're supposed to be. I'll make a man more precious than gold, you know?
Yeah, because the Lord spoke it. That's why when you read the scriptures and say, like, okay, Babylon shall be consumed with fire, for the Lord hath spoken. Because he got to keep his word.
And he written, you know, things are spoken and written. Yep. Why they said when you see these things, write it in the book, man, because it's gonna later help you. Go ahead. We got some.
I was gonna go to see in a second. We're still in progress.
Let's see. Kingdom is. Well, Yahawashi was preaching the kingdom is at hand, you know, and it's such thing as reincarnation of these nations, of these people. You know, we often mention the scripture that when he come back, he gonna see those that pierced him. Who pierced him? Those ones in Rome, right? So we in Rome all over again, and those people, I'm pretty sure they in America. Those ones that pierced him. Pretty sure they're in America, man.
Yeah, but part of the military.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or,
they were soldiers.
Bums or whatever.
One of these soldiers, one of these policemen, one of these military men.
Yeah.
They could be maybe moved up to a congressman.
Yep.
You know?
Or they could have been a bum and moved up to in the military. Well, it may be. Go ahead.
Yep. Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds.
And what's the synonymous with clouds? Chariots. He come with chariots, man. He got an army. It says in Exodus 15:3, I think it says, "Lord is a man of war."
Mm-hmm.
You know, so everything. If you understand, even in the jungle, even in the animal kingdom, everything is warlike. You got the cheetah speeding through. That's a form of war. He can outdo his opponents and shit. Get over his opponents. You got the armadillo. He got a damn armor and shit on. That's an act. That's a act of war. You know, you got the lion that's called a warrior. He got his own kingdom as a beast. Those are acts of war, man. And this is the act of war too, a declaration of war that the Most High set up with the Israelis right now with Iran. But everybody's gonna get involved for this third world war. Go ahead.
Every eye shall see him.
Every eye shall see him. That means he's coming in the clouds in the air, and everybody, just like everybody sees the sun and the moon and the stars, everybody's gonna see Yahawashi and the angels. and they're gonna be very afraid, man. It's not hey, a lot of them gonna get up the ghost, man. But Most High gonna keep some of them alive just to witness this shit.
A lot of these people ain't ready. They not even gonna know it's the Lord. They gonna think it's an alien invasion. That's why Yahawashi said, "Behold, I come as a thief in the night," because they not expecting him to come in no spaceship.
Nah.
You know,
and especially a so-called black man, because you got the Project Bluebeam. I mean, Bluebeam Project, where they're gonna animate some stuff and act like, you know what I'm saying, that's some spaceships out there and all that, and they confuse the people with AI, and then people will be like, well, I saw a chariot, nah, that's AI. So y'all keep believing that, and then they gonna believe that chariots ain't even real. They Israelites talking about chariots of God, but that's AI. Yeah, because you got these dumb people, simple people believing every word. But it's chariots out there. It be shooting those spacecraft, U.S. spacecrafts down.
You know, it spoke of in Ezekiel, the first chapter. It said when he seen them, he said they look like wheels inside of wheels. Where do you think they got the depiction from, man? They got it from the scriptures. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, so it ain't no 4-wheel chariot that rolls on the ground. It's a wheel within a wheel. And it said as a cloud. What's in that cloud? Or what's in the air? Clouds. Go ahead.
they tell you this.
And what did it say? I think there's appears to lightning and barrel. So it ain't no, they act like a real physical wooden chariot is gonna be coming.
Nah, it said it had 4 faces. You don't even know what the faces can consist of, man. We have no idea exactly what they're gonna look like. These things gonna look like some Esau Edom meat grinders. That's what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be the most terrifying thing. It says the curse that covered the whole earth, man. That's what he's coming in.
Well, there's you could be a handsome man, and if you have a certain look, it could look like dreadful to people. It don't have to have nothing to do with looking like no zombie or no crazy, you know what I'm saying? But the look in your eyes is dreadful. Like, I'll tear you apart, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll fucking tear you to pieces. Go ahead.
And they also was pierced him.
Which pierced him. Go ahead.
And all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of it.
Well, that's a reincarnation right there, man. You can't get around that. And like I said, if you're doing evil and you just in your wickedness, of course you don't want to believe in reincarnation, because you're gonna come back in that body to where Most High gonna judge your ass in that body. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. They be like reincarnation.
Yeah.
The Lord eventually bring back Rome again to destroy it, man.
Yeah.
Completely destroy it.
Yeah.
You know, last time it failed, but not like this.
Because it makes sense they would exercise the last leg of Rome, because they didn't really have Rome and all over and all in the authority of them. You know what I'm saying? We ruled. You know what I'm saying? You had Roman priests that were Israelites. You had Paul said that he was even a Roman. He was in his Roman citizenship. So they don't want nothing to do with us, because we caused them havoc by the word of the Most High. That's why they try to get rid of the flesh. They try to behead people. John the Baptist, they hung Peter upside down. You know what I'm saying? They try to get rid of your body so you can't speak no more with your
Paul beheaded.
Yeah.
You know Isaiah was sawed in half. That was even before the time of Yahawashi. They was already having an issue with us. You know?
Stephen was stoned. Paul was stoned too. And then Most High brought his spirit back in his body. But he suffered shipwreck and all that. Imprisonment and all that. So, we might have to experience like manner of suffering, but we're laughing at these devils because that's what they do. They think since your body is in the ground, you're no longer alive. Go ahead. But what did it say? The Most High live forevermore. No, go ahead.
Even so, Aman.
Go ahead. You got something else? So that's what the what did it say? Go to Daniel, the Ancient of Days.
Yeah. It's Micah 5.
I said Daniel. Oh, yeah. I think it was different. The Ancient of Days did sit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Daniel 7. Yeah, Daniel
14.
17.
Okay.
But might need to go back and preach it. Yeah, I think it's back of precinct. Bahasham. You want to read it?
Yeah. Well, let's read Daniel. Daniel 7. Start at 1. Yeah.
All right, I got Daniel 7. Go ahead.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 1. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon,
Son of Nebuchadnezzar. Go ahead.
Daniel had a dream and visions.
That lets you know that Most High communicate with us through dreams and visions. You know. So a lot of stuff he shows us through mysteries.
That's in the book of Numbers.
Yeah.
He said that.
And he warned Joseph in a dream. Take the child into Egypt. Go ahead.
He said, and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse from another. Yep, that's these kingdoms coming up. Like he said, rising in power. He said the first was like a lion.
First was like a lion, but what did it say?
It had eagle wings.
It had eagle wings. So that's the Syrian Empire, man. You know, because it was such thing as the Neo-Babylonian Empire, but they had Assyrians in there too, and that was the nations. The northern kingdom went on the Syrian, and southern kingdom went on the Babylon. But even in Syria, they knew there was components. They knew they were Israel, as one.
That was part of the curse.
That was part of the curse, and they used components of the southern kingdom over there in Syria, like priesthood and all that, because they know that now they use that priesthood today, but it's the wrong priesthood. We don't know we Israelite. Even like no. So they say put the churches out there, the black churches out there, and all that, but we've been corrupted already. But back then we were intact as Israelites. We knew who we were, so they said, hey, just tell them that because it says in our priesthood to treat your neighbor, and the priest, of course, that's true too. I mean, when you're in a predicament and you're in a situation, you can't make no drastic moves yet. You gotta construct it a certain way. You gotta move a certain way.
Wise men make counsel and make war, make decisions. Yeah. And even like Taquan was saying, when most of the Syrian captivity, most of the northern tribes over there, some of them were with us and some of them were with them because we were mingling together and creating seed too. So yeah, some of them that look like Jake, look like a so-called Negro, was actually a northern tribe. So vice versa.
Like it is now.
It's the same way.
It's Syria all over again.
Yeah. That's why we can compare this place to spiritual Syria too.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says the first was like a lion and had eagle wings.
Go ahead. Syrian Empire, go ahead.
Yeah, that's and their standard was what? Was the griffin?
Yep.
So because they be like, well, how can you prove that? Because we could prove that this was, what Paul say, prove all things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't just saying it's the Syrian, it's the Syrian Empire.
It's there. The history is there.
Yep.
It's there. You can go to the library and get the book, and then you can the Syrian griffin, the bird. Yeah. That's when we didn't have the internet. That's when the apostles and them had to do everything literally, man.
So that's why we're supposed to be going hard right now, man. They
made it easy. Yeah. We enter other men's labor.
Like how the Lord said, how he told the prophets you can carry your purse.
Yep.
That's how we got now. That's like our purse.
Yep.
Like the internet. It helped us be like, our resources. That's what it meant, our resources.
Yep.
We got resources. We got different resources to pull this stuff immediately up now, man. We got to use this stuff to our advantage. That's what we do. You know,
That's why we use the etymology,
You know?
the
Yeah.
Alexander Bible
you know.
dictionary. Go ahead.
It says, I beheld to the wings thereof were plucked.
So they were plucked, and those 3 plucks was Spain, Britain, and Spain, Britain, and
French.
yeah, French.
Was
Yeah,
was that the horns? That was
No, that's
that was the plucking of it.
yeah, that's the first two, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep.
what was I? Okay, yeah, it says,
We do another 5-hour class tomorrow. You gotta stay with it. That's a lot of information.
I said, it said, yeah, okay, it said,
Wait, because the 4 wings go into Ptolemy. Okay, go ahead, because it goes into Ptolemy, Seleucus, Sonder,
Yeah.
and
Lysimachus.
Seleucus, Ptolemy, Cassander, and Lysimachus.
Lysimachus.
Yeah.
That's how you say it. Okay.
Yeah.
4 emperors that split it from Alexander the Greek.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
you continue.
said, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it.
So that's Nebuchadnezzar right there.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Says verse 5, and behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side,
Yep.
and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it.
So that bear was the Persian Medes at that time, I think. And they had the 3 ribs was in his mouth was the French, Britain, and Spain, I think.
Yeah. French, Spanish, and British.
Yeah.
Those are
Just
the
want to
3
make sure I
ribs.
get it right.
That's the ones. Yep. That's the ones.
But yeah, another beast second like to a bear. Yeah, because it said likened to a bear. You know what I'm saying? So
And you know that
the modern day the bear, when it talks about it in another scripture, is Russia.
Yep.
But it said likened to a bear.
Yeah, that's why.
It had power and strength likened to a bear.
And then when they say, like we said earlier, like how do you know? Well, what's Russia's mascot? A bear.
A bear, right?
Yeah.
So when you go to Revelation
Yeah.
13 chapter, and it speaks about the foot of this kingdom being like it to a bear, that's Russia.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and like come on, go ahead.
Yeah, like said, we like that's they standard. A bear. You see Putin, Pew,
Yeah.
Pew riding on the damn bear.
Yeah,
you can't make this up, man.
Like we said earlier, the Lord conjured up all these different spirits again in the same kind of order. You know?
And then, like Apostle Hart said, like when you go into the Persian, the Medes are Russia, but it wasn't called Russia before.
Yep.
So it was like a no man's land. So it was just, they called it the Median Empire. So that was the Persians, which are Iranians, and but likened to a bear. So in the future prophecy, that would become about as Russia.
Yeah, because Esau took over all the lands. Like I said in Psalms 49:11, he changed his names, the lands after his own name.
Yeah.
So that's why they're known as most of these nations that we see today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry about it. Sorry.
A what?
Make good.
A quarter?
Make good.
What is it? I am
It was weed. I'm gonna make good.
we don't have it. We don't smoke, man. We don't smoke. Sorry, man.
Well, that bro. I've been asking everybody to hang. It's been around the dispensary.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
three
yeah.
people on the back too. So
All right, man.
appreciate y'all. Thank
Yeah.
you. Sorry, let me video.
No worries.
Check farm coffee.
All right, man. Yeah. He might be Jake, man.
He is. I went to high school with him. He is
Okay.
Jake. He be acting like Jake.
He got the
Real
spirit of Jake.
respectful guy. You know, he suffering like most Jakes out here.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And they said,
Sit at high school, Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
Crazy down until I came to the truth.
Go ahead.
they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh.
Devour much flesh.
After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard.
That was the Greeks.
which had upon
So I think it also mentioned that the bear, see what that 3 ribs in the mouth in between the teeth of it, and said into it, rise, devour much flesh. So, if I'm not mistaken, those
So it's basically Alexander the
Yeah,
Great taking down the Medo-Persian Empire.
yeah, but I have notes on that particular 3. But go ahead, we'll get it.
So after this, I beheld, and lo, another.
Oh, sir, but it says, behold, another beast, the second one like it to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side. So the one side became stronger than the other. Like the Medo-Persians, I mean, between the Persian and Medians, I think the Persians rose up above overall of because they showed you that in the 300 when he said all the descendants of the Persians descend the power of the Persians descend upon thee. He was talking about the Greeks, but those are our people too, as you know, Leonardus representing our people and all that. Yeah, that was the Greek Hellenistic age, but the real Greeks were the Greek Empire. Mm-hmm. So they took over and conquered the Persians, the Medes. They came up next in power.
And just like you said, Xerxes, all of them. That's why they were known over the Medes in that time. But now today it's a little flip. Yeah. But they both are kind of recognized. But Russia is seen. The Medes are seen a little bit more powerful. To fit prophecy. Yeah. So the Lord, He decides, who has dominion. And just like we said in the lesson, it's 250 years for this place. Yeah. He had to let it rule for a little bit, but the time is coming up where, because he said that he would cut the time short for the elect's sake. Last time Rome lasted 1,000 years. This time it's only about he cutting that a fourth. He's cutting a fourth out, man. It's only gonna last 250 years now. He only getting a fourth of that time. Yeah, he ain't getting all that time, and you gonna get out of here.
And you remember they said they weakened the nations through their democracy, also in their philosophies, because they believe in that Christian. It's a lot of Christians in China. It's a lot of Christians over there in East India. Yep. You be like, damn, you'd think they were worshiping their own gods. Mm-hmm. But those Most High is going to take those gods down. Go ahead. And the gods are just idols anyway. Gods are not real. It's almost like this is a movie. Most High just blocked them out, like, change the script. Like, yeah, let me go ahead and end them in the movie. Go ahead.
So after this, I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had
goes back to Alexander the Greek. Go ahead.
Yep. Which had upon the back of it 4 wings. 4 wings. A fowl.
4 wings with Ptolemy, Seleucus, Cassandra, and Lysimachus. Yeah. So and then later came out, the wicked root Antiochus Epiphanes that came out of the Seleucid Empire.
The Seleucid Empire. Yep.
So it's all that Greek stuff, and then we were under the Greek captivity, which goes back to the Hellenistic age, which they were following Greek customs, to where we were greatly influenced. And so that's why Paul was even like, he was like, are you that Greek? Can thou speak as Greek? Are you that Roman? How can he be a Greek and a Roman and shit? Because so you could be in America and you could but you could be from England, and you can come to America and you could speak English. What's another example of one of the other lands that you could come from? Spain, and come to America and you speak Spanish, but when you come to America, you learn English. So you be like, you're gonna be like, yeah, I was born in Spain. They're gonna be like, you a Spaniard? You were like, well, no, that's not my true heritage. I'm an Israelite. I was just in Spain. They said, well, and now you could use your American citizenship because you're in America, but your nationality really goes back to Israelite. But they're gonna be like, can you speak Spanish? And you gonna be like, yeah, because you were in Spain. Then they gonna be like, well, can you speak Hebrew? I can speak a little Hebrew. Well, how can you be a real Jew if you can't speak Hebrew? Because I was born in Spain, I didn't learn the Hebrew language and shit.
I wasn't taught it, and that's what they did. They tried to use Jake's past trauma to keep us from our language, man, to keep us from our truth. Because Esau did a little experiment on some fleas, right? He put it in this jar and had them sitting in there for 3 days. So when he took the jar off, the fleas wouldn't go no higher than the jar, man. And that's how it has been through generations. The majority of our people wouldn't go past the customs that were set for them in our captivities. But the elect would always come back to the understanding of this truth, man. So it could be carried on in our next lives, man. You know, Lord willing, we didn't men.
And that's why the Most High shall is still in your remembrance, though you once knew this. That's what incarnation.
There it is.
In the past life.
There it is.
Go ahead. So the lepers, Alexander Greek, the 4 wings, we mentioned the 4 wings of a fowl. Go ahead.
Said the beast had also 4 heads. Same thing.
Yeah, because when Alexander the Greek died, they came into play. You know what I'm saying? He I think, I don't know if any of them was his sons or, you know, but that was his colleagues, his army. I mean, his, what's another word for it? Yeah, his cadets or so.
Yeah, you know, his generals, you know, they were his close companions that took over the world with him. And they parted, you know, each one of them took different portions of the land that was taken over, and then shit got real wicked. They started attacking each other.
The Ptolemy took the south. Seleucus took the north. So they were trying to conquer worldwide, just like America does now. They were trying to expand their borders and take over everything. Go ahead. Because what did Alexander do? He took over Egypt, Alexander, and called it Alexandria, Egypt portion, and who was in Egypt? Us. So we were being called Alexandrians too. You know? Same thing with the Greek Empire. We'd be called Greek. Same thing with Roman. We would be called Romans. Romeo, it's Jakes we called Romeo back then. Hey, Romeo and Juliet was so-called black people. Look that up. Swarthy faces. Go ahead.
You just get to that point now where we're seeing, you know, who the Lord is showing who his elect is, because the rest of them are staying like them fleas, man. They ain't going past the understanding of a Greco-Roman understanding, man. They can't go past the Jesus thing. They can't get past
because it's reincarnated.
Democracy and
it's reincarnated.
The same way.
It was reintroduced. And so more just like the Greek fraternities that our people are still in. It coincides with the masonry and all that.
That's why you got Jake doing the frats and stuff, because their father was probably in a frat, their father was probably in a fraternity, and it rooted all the way to them. That's the experiment they did with some as small as fleas. That's why I said, ask the animals and they shall tell thee. They teach you a lot of stuff about us, you know? So you can't just dismiss what you see out here when the creatures are doing something. That's how we be moving too, because if we're creatures, just go back to creation, you know. But we're a different type of creature, man. We the creatures of the Most High, man. They the creation of the Most High.
They act like so-called white people just appeared here. They came from over there. So of course they got grandfathers and great grandfathers that's still over there.
And what's the word? What have they been doing through generations? Making weapons and killing people, man. And that's why they still do it today. There'll always be Esau, Edom, so-called white man, Cain, sinners of Cain, man. They've been practicing that the whole time they've been here, man.
Yeah, that's why. Come on, man, they ain't changed.
They ain't gonna change.
That's why I said Job, what's that? 21st chapter. He said, "No, you're not their tokens."
And
like the scriptures giving us the attribute.
And like the brothers, they were going into Psalm 76, verse 10. They were going into the NLT, and it said that basically, whatever he does, his defiance against the Heavenly Father is what glorifies him, man. That's the way of these people, man. They not gonna be on some try to be on some get right with the Most High, man. That's what glorifies him by going against us, man. They can't be saved. What you talking about, man?
what they say, they want their own glory, man.
Yeah, all of them. Just like Juan was saying in your last lesson. It's not just the top elite Edomites. All of them are no good, man.
Yeah.
Just like they said to us in slavery, man.
That's
Ain't none of them no good, man.
That's why I keep saying they exercising the power in the West again,
Man.
because the West was in ruins. The West was like caveman style. So they trying to make this their new paradise of the West, of rebuilt of Rome. The new Western Rome. But we ruled the Eastern. But you know what? We are trying to take over the West too, because it was unoccupied, and we were trying to. But you know, that changed with the Black Plague and other events that went down. We went down. You know. And the Most High said, "Hey, I don't want y'all to do it that way." He tore us down. It was him, the Most High, that came against us to say, "Nah, you know, y'all going into slavery because what we practice paganism in the time of Constantine.
Yep,
we are still going on.
Yep, he became a pagan in 325 AD.
Yeah, trying to adopt some of the administrations of the post-Roman setup.
Yep,
you know. Because you know they had campaigns and stuff with Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian.
Mm-hmm.
They have campaigns, so they try to feed off of those campaign type of setup establishments and establish a paganistic type of. That's
the reason why we do, Jake. The reason why we use the Gregorian calendar today, and that's what we're saying. Like that's why we couldn't stand even. In the time in America, Babylon the Great, Jake tried to do stuff and couldn't stand because the divided house can't stand. We with the Most High, man. We can't do what they doing.
And you got Jake, like Constantine. He was a Jake. You know, for those of you that don't know, that was an Israelite. You know, not that not what they get to be.
Yeah, they got Keanu Reeves over there talking about casting out demons and stuff.
He might be a Jake too, you know.
He is, but the image they try to.
But I know what you're saying. I just want.
Yeah, he might. I think he might be a Jake.
I think he got
might be a Jake.
Yeah, but you know Jake, Constantine. He basically, you know, when he pushed Christianity, he made it more popular, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when the Edomites. It wasn't really, you know, it wasn't loud. You know, really wasn't no major attention drawn to it. But when Constantine came up, it got popular. Yeah. So it's Jake always the influencer gonna bring that great influence.
Yeah, the same
when
thing
it comes to Esau's philosophies. Jake always the one that heightens that shit.
Just like they modeled the presidents after the first black presidents that they don't tell you about. But even the black popes, they used to be black popes. You know, that's why they kissed the pope himself. You know, and some of the latest popes of the Edomites, they kissed the black feet of the Mary and the son.
And that's why you want to have your history, Jake, because in that time they could mess around and use that and make it seem like they Jake, like they Israel. That's what they're gonna do to a lot of our people, man. They're gonna be like, see, y'all was ruling right here, y'all, and we took over. You know, now we Israel. He said he was gonna let us take over. That's why you gotta know your history, man. But that's how you out here looking stupid, man.
Yep. Go ahead. And so our people are practicing not only the Greeks ways over here in America, they practice Roman ways too.
Yep.
Well, the heavy influence of a language over here is Latin, which is or Spanish, which is a form of Latin. You know, you get better jobs if you speak bilingual and shit. So that lets you know that you still got clocks with the Roman numerals on it, man.
Yep.
You know, still functioning in the ways that we always say, the Colosseums and all that, the gladiator arenas and all that. You got wrestling, that's a gladiator arena. They used to do that in Rome.
And the first place they did it was Pompeii.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was where the original you know, that Roman kind of setup came from, but it really came from, you know, Japheth, the Etruscans. That's how you say it? Etruscans. Yeah, the Etruscans. Those were the first Romans.
Which were
those were actually us.
Yeah.
And they had the long hair and stuff. And all that stuff came from us, man.
You know what?
That's why I said we should pass the deed to the wicked, man. We got to get out of that stuff, man.
And you know what? Not slide me, because
Even though they're not Israelites.
that's heavy. Because before we even, before I even met you brothers, and you was the point like, hey, I was reading about that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I had a book about the ancient Roman Empire, and I was going to the, we had different sections, and I went, started at the beginning and went into the Etruscans, and it was, it was different. It was different. Characteristics about the Etruscans that was kind of standing out to me, and I was like, damn, and I just couldn't. I was like, man, I think these was Israelites, man. These were Jakes, but I couldn't really just. I had, what I'm saying, but it's been confirmed now.
Yeah, but in a sense, maybe the leaders of them were, but we know Japheth, they ain't.
Come.
They ain't. Well, but I know what you're saying. Like a lot of the leaders are Jake, man.
Yep.
Usually the leaders, sometimes they be Jake, man.
Yeah, like
especially when it comes to entertainment.
We'll get back to the scripts. Like I mentioned, certain parts that we ruled in Europe. I mean, over 1,000 years, like going into Russia, and like Apostle Hard mentioned, the first Russians, pretty much before it was called Russia, was the barbarian Israelites. It was us trying to take over some land. They showed you that in Black Panther. If y'all noticed that black dude that was sitting, but it was snow behind him and all that. Yep. And the Black Panther dude tried to ask for help. Chitaya, whatever. He asked, "Can you help us with this war?" And he's like, "I don't know." He had the skin animal.
I remember that. Yep.
Fur on and all that. That was parts of Russia. I'm pretty sure they was displaying.
Yeah.
Russia's cold as shit.
Yeah, because he had that barbarian look. He was all muscled out. So yeah, those were our people too. See, our people don't know that, man. We is everywhere, man. We is trying to conquer land, and we separated from each other. It was a division too. It's like, okay, they just how it is now. Okay, like Israelites doing their own thing and shit. One West, I'll do my own thing. Same thing that was going on back then.
You got Esau. They basically trying to take the credit from a lot of the Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native. They try to take all that credit and put it on themselves or even other nations.
Yeah.
Because shit, you got like Jake, man, we know for doing some major things. You know what I'm saying? Like, but overall, that's been stripped from us by the so-called white man.
Yeah, like the first president was John Henry, a black man, so-called black man.
Yeah, see that? See? We always been the first to do.
Yeah, Jake is the form of all things.
Jake came up with all this masonry stuff, man.
Yeah.
Jake did, man. That's all we're paying for.
But Solomon was a mason, not in that way like it is now. Mason means bricklayer. And then what is Yahawah? I mean, what did the Most High say to Solomon? He said, "What temple shall you build me in?"
Yep.
So he was building porches and temples and all that.
Yeah.
Esau done took that and he done corrupted it, man.
Yep. The night temples.
Yeah.
They go look them up.
Yeah. The knights around the round table.
That was us.
The Ku Klux Klan, they got that from us, dressing in sheets and all that. They got that from us.
We dwelt in tents.
That's where they got this Masonic, like you just said.
They just made it look like they shit, but it ain't them.
Yeah.
That's where they got that Masonic.
And y'all can't get caught up in words. Mason just means bricklayer. Look it up.
That's it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
Right, it says, after this I saw in Daniel 7:7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible.
Dreadful and terrible. So what came after the Greek Empire? Dreadful and terrible. Go ahead.
And strong.
Exceedingly strong. Go ahead.
And it had great iron teeth. That's
a symbolic that whoever this is used iron, a great and you could go look it up.
They called themselves the Iron Monarchy.
Yeah, the Iron Age. It was the Iron Age.
Yep. They used iron weapons.
Yep.
Even Greece, they had bronze weapons. Okay, when you go into Daniel chapter 2, it talked about the legs, the waist of bronze.
Yep.
And then Persian has silver weapons. It's silver, gold is Babylon, man.
Yeah, even with gold, it was a lot of gold in Babylon. That's why the Most High said, "Hey, I'll take you to the land of milk and honey, Canaan." There was a lot of. That's why they call it African. I mean, they call it They once had said the soil is rich in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Had a lot of gold in it. Most High expanded our borders by letting us take over the land of Canaan.
And that's what our people don't understand. When you go into the Babylonian Syrian Empire, that was all dark-skinned people, man.
Yeah.
The Ethiopians were ruling over us. That's why Moses said he could. They said Moses was passing as an Egyptian.
Yeah.
You know, Esau hadn't really came on the scene yet.
But they in Exodus 11:5 it said Most High till a dog move his tongue. That Most High said a difference between Egypt. Egyptians and Israel.
I think it's Exodus 11:7. Yeah, it's
11:7.
But it starts at 5. It starts
Yeah.
at 5.
Yeah,
because you got keep somebody with African American.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, they definitely knew when they found Moses and drew him from the water. That's what Moses means. They definitely said this was one of the Hebrew children. You know what I'm saying? So they found a midwife of the Hebrews to nurse him. You know? Go ahead.
It says,
Because you know, if you can't suck on no African titties, you better spit that shit back out. Like, give them to a Hebrew. No, go ahead.
yeah.
I ain't seen some of them African titties, man. They don't look
the hula hoops.
Yeah, they don't look healthy at all, man. Motherfuckers.
It says, it had great iron teeth. It devoured
Their
and
teeth
great.
represents their military.
Right? That's right.
Great iron teeth. And they got movies about that. You know?
Plenty.
Yeah.
Plenty movies, plenty history books. How much they use with iron, man.
Yep.
And what was Cain's son, Tubal Cain? What's his name mean? Traveling weapon.
Yep.
He was the first one to make artificial weapons. These are the same people, man.
Even going back to the Germanian tribes, you know, that were warlike tribes, that was barbarian. They was just with hammers and shit.
Yep.
Used to hammer the earth, hammers and crushing everybody, crushing skulls, drinking them and shit.
Yep.
Pouring it all over them. That's Esau.
Yeah, having where they have skulls as cups.
Yeah.
They drink the blood out of them and stuff.
Yeah.
Man. That's what we dealing with, man.
Yeah.
You don't think Esau finna come down and bring wrath? We know that. But whatever you do, I'm telling you, man, you get double fold for that, man.
Yeah. And you don't think we understand the history about Ottoman Turks, man. Those were those Germanic tribes and shit, taking down a Byzantine empire, man. Yeah. Along with the Black Plague and different other effects, the division of our people too. So all that played a heavy effect on our downfall of the Byzantine empire. And
there's always been a division in our people. That's why the Lord had to separate the elect from 2/3 of America.
Yeah. So the house of David could be built.
So it could be built. So that's what we doing right now. You ain't speaking according to this word, according to this doctrine. You can't be around us, man.
Yeah, because what happened during the time of when they was trying to during the time of Zerubbabel, they was building a temple and the heathens wanted to help build the temple.
Yep.
And they said no. But today, if they had they'll approach some of these camps and they'll help them build, just like IUIC was trying to get with the Muslims.
And then they trying to do that. Then they trying to get with ISUPK, and then all of a sudden we got pictures of ISUPK laying on the ground. They over there talking shit.
Yeah.
You can't mix fabrics, man. You can't mix camps, man. You can't mix doctrines.
And guess what?
Oh man,
like you said, they wanted to help us build a temple. Well, in the kingdom, you gonna get to help all you as much as you want.
Basically,
hey,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I ain't trying to help it. I know what you're saying.
Your ass beat the boys in the plowshares. Why you gonna beat the boys in the plowshares? Because your ass going into slavery, man.
Give me a nice little house.
It's prophesied. He that leader in captivity shall also go into captivity.
He gonna help plenty enough. Don't worry. Your question
is reap what you sow.
Yeah.
You know that, Esau. You know that very well.
Yeah, your request is about to get answered. You want to help build? We gonna. Hey, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's coming real soon. Yeah. Stay tuned in.
Yeah.
That's it. So this is the last leg of Rome, man. Last leg of the Roman Empire. Rome was reincarnated through America. And you can find that also in the Treaty of Rome. You know?
Yeah, it was 1957.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, and it devoured and break in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
Yep.
And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it.
It was diverse from all the beasts that was for it, man.
And it had 10 horns.
And it had 10 horns. Now, 10 horns is those 10 toes, we call them sometimes, which is, you know, the Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, Italy,
Portugal.
You know, Portugal.
And back then, it was known as, you know, the
French.
old ones,
Visigoths,
Vandals.
Ostrogoths, the Vandals,
Vandals. That's
the Anglo-Saxons.
The Vandals is going into the Russians. That's where you get the word vandalism.
And you could see that
The Lombards.
the Lombards.
Yep.
You could see that we were kind of intertwined with that because they had the Anglo-Saxons, but that really means angelic sons of Isaac.
Yep.
That's really us. We're really the British. That means the man of the covenant. They're not the man of the covenant.
Yep.
We're really the England, man. That land of angels. They're not them.
That's the last thing that they do is keep the covenant. That's the last thing. We couldn't even keep the covenant. What makes you keep the
And
covenant?
they tell you that in the scripture that he breaking covenant.
Yeah.
You know?
Not only that, what did it say? When they conquer lands, they name the land after their own names. So when they conquer us, they'll name the land after them. Just like America. Before it was the new world, it was the world that wasn't inhabited. That's biblical in the Bible. But America was named after Amerigo Vespucci.
Yep.
So if you call yourself an American, you're saying them naming yourself like, you know, when Jake during the time of the 90s, Jake tried to be a Muslim or something like that.
Yep.
He came up with these all Muslim names to try to making a distinction between him and his American name and shit. No, I can't keep my slave name. But now y'all going back into it and accepting the slave name. That's a slave name, Amerigo Vespucci, man. Leo CPI Africanus, man. Those are slave names, man. And you know what? Leo CPI Africanus conquered Hannibal, which was a black man, a so-called black man. And Hannibal went against the Romans, man.
Yep, during the Punic Wars.
Yeah, during the Punic
we
Wars.
won the first one, then we kind of started losing in the second wars.
Yep.
Third wars, it got done. We got took over.
And then that's a key thing of that too. Like father, like son. He was likened to his father. His father thought the same way. He thought the same way as his father. His father was taking them motherfuckers down.
Yep.
Hamilcar Barca.
Yep.
And then he had Hannibal. And then, you know, I guess as Hamilcar Barca died, and he was like, he probably just went crazy, like kill all these motherfuckers.
Yeah, he just, you know.
And then, you know, he even set up his small armies with elephants and everything along the Alps mountains. But you know, they you know, they had an Esau set up ambush.
And that's something that sticks well with Jake too. Like it was a quote from a rapper. Who was it? I think it was Meek Mills. He said when his father died, he ran out of fear. You know, and that's how Jake is. You fear your father, man. But once your father passed on that energy to you, you know, that legacy to you. Now you the father.
It's almost like,
you know?
Reminds me of King David and Solomon. Like, after passing King David, Solomon's sons came against him and shit.
Yeah.
They started to be divided. Rehoboam and Jeroboam. Everything went crazy.
Man.
But getting back where we at, we had
and I'm so glad that America's falling. Now we actually get 7 days off sometimes. Sometimes it'd be like, we ain't got no work for you. That's what's coming, man.
What did it say? The grinding
we still got work to do, man. What you mean?
What did it say? The grinding shall come low. It shall be low.
Yeah. Hey.
So, yep. Go ahead, man.
It said, and behold, in this horn.
So that lets you know we're gonna be focused on other things when the world drops. You know what I'm saying? Most High gonna, you know how we be occupying property, we're gonna be like, oh, what? So-and-so just got bombed. We don't have to work no more. We're gonna be celebrating that.
We going home.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
the videos.
We're gonna be waiting for them chariots.
He got Jake on there. Jake, he be like this.
Yeah.
That's what we waiting on, man.
That's what we
waiting on.
That victory dance right here.
I think he had some royal golden flip-flops or something.
He had one Jake hold some fruit doing it. He was like, I got some fruit for you, brother.
Yeah.
You know, like coming in with the brother, man. Like we can't wait, man. We can't wait, man. And we know we're close. Because we at the end of this
Well,
all these captivity.
What's different between all them kingdoms and the one that's going to be set up with Jacob? Well, the Most High is going to take sin out of us.
Yep.
We're going to be perfect. That's the difference. So we're going to have an everlasting kingdom.
And it's, that's it. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Back then we were sinning, and it was a process of time that we had to get over and have them sins and come out of us through trials and tribulation, through understanding the Most High, through getting closer to Him and being connected to Him, through the reconciliation with Yahawashi. And then when He put them laws in our inward parts to become perfect, we ain't gonna have nobody gonna ever take us over again, because we're not gonna sin no more. Go ahead.
Hey,
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. What is that, man? Oh, yeah. Go ahead. It came out to like.
It said, and this, he said, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. It says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
Where you at?
Daniel 7 and 9.
We're almost at the point.
Yeah, go back. Okay, we finished. Go ahead with 7 again. Go to 7 again.
Verse 7.
Yeah, 7.
After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible,
That's wrong.
and strong,
Yeah, Roman Empire.
exceedingly. And it said, and it had great iron teeth.
Great Iron Teeth. You can look that up. You know, the Apostle Elders got plenty of videos of that breakdown. You know, and it makes sense.
It said, it
What
devoured.
did somebody say? They had it in a movie or something like the Iron Weapon or something. They had movies called that, going back to Rome. Go ahead.
Said it devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it.
Yeah.
It had 10 horns.
10 horns. We mentioned the 10 horns, 10 toes.
It says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
Another little horn. That's America. You know, go ahead.
Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked.
That was the French, Britain, and Spain. You know, and basically America came out of Britain. You know, and what colonized America, partially those 3 that colonized America that really became weak. You know what I'm saying? Because America, you know, it became America. I mean, they you know. They don't mention Spain. Spain is more of a language now.
That's why, you know, going around the 1800s, you had the French and Indian War.
Yeah,
and they were trying to make it seem like, you know, it was the French versus the Indians, you know, the so-called Native Americans, but it was really the Spaniards that had to join the French, and then they, you know, kind of got to some of the Gadites, so-called Native Americans, and kind of, you know, got them to go against their own people too, man.
Just like the
Just like we always had.
just like the Ottoman Turks.
Yup.
What's the man name?
We always had sellouts, man.
Osmos Sin the first that was ruling the Ottoman Turks.
right.
He had a lot of Jakes convert to Islamic.
Yup.
The Islamic, you know, basically they was, you know, like we just said.
It was always sellouts. How you think they had interpreted?
But like we said, the French, when they came over here, like you said, the French joined with the Spain because they was dividing the land too. And they weakened each other because they came against each other for the greed of the land. But French and the Britain, and when the Britons came over here with 13 colonies, were they called the 13 colonies? Were they called Britons no more anymore?
Nope.
They all this is called America.
That's how we know it can't stand, man.
Yep.
Yeah,
They already been divided since the jump.
and that's how they always got Jake, by dividing us against each other.
Yeah.
You know, and that's still going on today. Why you think they pushing all these guns out on the streets?
Well, they use
And you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. They know that's how, and unless we united, oh man, we're gonna fall.
and we only gotta be the elect united.
That's come.
Because it's a spiritual thing. But like we said, they used Jake for the French war as Frenchmen fighting. Jacob's still in Britain right now. They used Britain and their army to come over here to colonize. So a lot of them Britons were West Indians. I think some of them was Haitians. So they came over here and made them fight in the war against the so-called Native American brothers. So that's why it was a conflict. It's been a conflict between the northern and southern. That's one of the reasons, you know.
Yeah. But this truth is bringing us back together.
This truth is breaking all the. It's breaking all the barriers.
Identify the true enemy who did us wrong. Just like two brothers get in a fight, and they be like, "Oh well, he told me that you said this." Well, I ain't say that. He said you said that. Oh, okay. Now we know who the enemy is, man.
Yeah. Let's get that confirmation of that. Ask Google, was there any Haitians in Britain?
Oh, you know there was. I'll tell you, they messed up bringing this GPT out. Yeah. Been utilizing all that stuff, man. That's our resource.
Haitians and
Britain.
Was there any Haitians in Britain? So yes,
yes, that's the key word. There was some Haitians in Britain. Go ahead.
Yeah. There have been Haitians in Britain.
There have been Haitians in Britain. What else to say?
While not a large population,
yeah,
there's a documented history of Haitians in the UK.
Some documented history of Haitians in the UK. Go ahead.
Including those who came as prisoners of war.
Prisoners of war, man.
During the Haitian Revolution.
Haitian Revolution. Revolution. And then ask, were there any Jamaicans in Britain?
Were there any Jamaicans in Britain? Say yes.
Yes is the key word, man.
What do you know, man?
Read it.
There have been,
right.
Yeah. Said there have been Jamaicans in Britain for many years.
Many years. Go ahead.
The largest wave of migration occurring after World War II.
After World War II. Yeah. So they definitely used Haitians and Jamaicans in the war to fight over here in America.
Right after World War II, you have the baby boom.
Oh, wait a minute.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. And definitely. So that was the part of them bringing the Hebrew interpreters, because they were speaking Hebrew, man. You know, because we're the real Britons, man. You can find black people in the Britain Army, man. Yeah. So going back, so this is America. This is the daughter of Britain, so to speak. And we like now when they came over here, 13 colonies, they colonized America and they divided the land. But the Native Americans waking up like, damn, wait a minute, we the same people. Like as far as the southern tribes. So they started adopting the tribes into their families, you know? Because where do you find a lot of those Haitians too? In New Orleans, you had the French Revolution, like we mentioned, and they speak broken up English. You have West Indians, and they call them Creoles. Sometimes they have called them Creoles. Creole is not even a nationality, but they call themselves Creole and shit. So they don't, if they knew the truth, they would be like knowing that they say we Israelites. But that lets you know how you could be broken up so much that you'll have your language as your main race when it's just a language. But it's a part of your race, heritage. Just like the Mexicans, they speak Spanish and they call themselves Spanish people. But they're not. The Spaniards come from Spaniard, which is those Edomites. But we were Spain people too, because we ruled Europe for 1,000 years. So you gotta understand that the location, the migration of things and people that move out of the land or push out of the land into another land that became slaves, captives, and became named under their slave masters. You gotta dissect all that shit.
Yep, that's why they called it the Dark Ages, because they were in the caves as a recent revelation, and we were out here. You know.
Go ahead. So the Most High rose Esau up out of the cave. What else we got? Okay, we going back.
We still almost to the point. I think he in verse 8.
8, yeah.
Go ahead, up.
It says, and behold, and this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking
America, yeah.
and speaking great things.
Speaking great things, man. You know?
It said, verse 9, and behold,
Them
No, so like-
draconian laws. Them blasphemous words against the Most High.
And that stuff trickles down all the way down to the least Jakes, to the worst Jakes. Because just like we was listening to GMS Virgin Islands, brother Nabala over there yesterday. He had somebody, you know, he mentioned, you know, this truth was the wealth. And he said, y'all Hebrew Israelites ain't talking about shit. Where do you think they heard that from? Esau, man.
Yeah.
This is great things, man. This is bullshit they talking about, man.
Yo, Lord, fuck you up.
Yeah, man. Hey, the Lord, fuck you up. That's my favorite line, man.
And
Fuck,
see,
that was heavy,
and
man.
see, the Most High, I think Apostle R mentioned it. Most High, like it, but Trump is going to start his hoorah of this independence, and it's going to be a whole year, I think. So he's going to bring a lot of entertainment here and a lot of so-called greatness here, like it was like America great again. America's propped up. America is an AI systematic prop.
It said 1 Corinthians 11:19, there must be false heresies among you.
Yeah.
So those who would manifest be made among you, because IUIC, all these people, all these other camps, they're gonna tap into the digital stuff. They're gonna start trying to use it to make their following bigger. But you're gonna see GMS gonna stay the same, man. We just gonna be right here, and you know, in our small sanctuaries doing the work, man.
Yeah.
We don't need all that like glitter and glam and
We follow
all
the
that,
Most High. What did Most High say? I never changed. I changed not.
change not. Malachi 2:8,
Hey,
not
Apostle
change.
teaching the same thing.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So I beheld till thrones were cast down.
They didn't exclude the name of the Most High and put it under the rug and put it in a napkin. You know, they still represent those names, man. Go ahead.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
So the thrones, because the Most High is going to take these kingdoms out of the kings out of their thrones, man. He's going to take these kingdoms by storm, take them down, and make them nothing. You know, he could do that by a push of a button and shit. A literal push of a button. He can make a man push a button and send off a nuke, man. Go ahead.
And the Ancient of Days did sit.
Who is the Ancient of Days, the Most High, who they ignorantly call just God? His name is Yahawah. You know? Go ahead.
Whose garment was white as snow.
White as snow, pure. Like, you can't get no purer than the Most High. Because your garment represents you too. Your clothes represent you. That's why the Most High said, wear fringes on your board of your garments, because it represents us as a body too. You're supposed to wear blonde in your hair. You're not supposed to, cut your edge up big, because it's a representation of an image of what you're supposed to represent, which is Yahawah, Yahawashi. Don't wear long hair. They think the Son of God. They always paint Son of God as a so-called white man, which is blasphemous, and he got long hair. If he was taught by Paul, why would he have long hair? Come on, man.
But then you see all these damn.
I mean, it's like if Paul was taught by him, it's like it. Why would Yahawashi himself have long hair?
Yeah, you know, and that's when you got all these movies, these Elamites out here trying to act like they the chosen people. All them motherfuckers got long hair, man.
Yeah, you got them rock stars go around thinking they look like the Son of God. You don't look nothing like you.
Oh,
Look
man.
like opposite.
You look like Mulan, motherfucker. Goddamn female in this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, huh?
I hate that when I think either Mike got his back turned, I think it's a woman. Like, I hate that shit.
Yeah, man.
Because we be looking at women's body, the whole physique and shit. Find out some man, you be mad as hell, like ready to
That's
get
why
the fuck out of
all we be looking at now is forehead. So we see the head.
So right then and there.
You gotta be more wise now. You gotta look straight at forehead to make sure you identify. And that's what Esau got it like. He got these motherfuckers out here doing whatever. So you gotta be careful now. You can't just be, just freely looking no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be circumspect. You gotta see who the fuck it is first. What spirit is in that body?
Go ahead, yeah.
So I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit,
Yeah.
whose garment was white as snow,
Yeah.
and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Like the pure wool. The hair of his head like the pure wool. When I compare some, it's the exact same thing pretty much. You know what I'm saying? If I say like, damn, you look just like my cousin or something like that, he gonna be the same color. He's gonna be the same, you know what I'm saying? Same height pretty much. You know? He's gonna have an outward appearance that's likening to, just like Yahawashi said, when they saw him in person, they saw him right in front of him. He said, when it's God, they were basically asking what how it looked like. He said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. So you think if Yahawashi is a so-called black man, you think his father is a so-called white man?
And that really pissed them off. That really pissed off the Romans, man. That's why they crucified him. That's why we know they're gonna come out of this time. It pisses them off.
Yeah.
It makes them mad. It should make you mad, E. That the Lord ain't dealing with your buckethead ass.
Because you wicked.
Because you wicked, man. And you know.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And
Hey, we be going through his wickedness, drinking blood from scores, you know, wearing making skin out of making purses and bags out of chick skin and shit, you know, burning chick in front of children and shit.
And that's why they can't really take our channels down, because they bearing their shame, man.
Yeah.
That's part of the prophecy too. They can't believe we came back to this doctrine, man.
Yeah.
So they gotta bear it, man. All the stuff they put up to us. Hey, you know, because you got the big Edomites. You know, they ain't no weenies either. They be, I'll take that. Yeah, you right. They honest too. They just ain't gonna tell us in our face. But they know they wrong, man. They know they wrong for what they did to us, man. They'll admit it. Soon you gonna find out.
What did it say? They should complain of an ungodly father because they're gonna be recompensed for his sake.
They're gonna admit it, but they ain't gonna repent. They ain't gonna say they feel sorry for it. They'll say, yeah, we did that. What you gonna do about it? Wait till Big Bro show up, man. Then something gonna be done about it, man.
Some of them fear like that reincarnation, man. Like,
Oh yeah.
they be like, I don't want to serve slavery, but
Oh man.
if I have to, let me just go now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
it says, his throne was like the fiery flame.
Fiery flame.
And they remind me of that movie, Gods of Egypt. Remember that movie? Y'all remember that movie?
Yeah. They actually did good with the cinematics.
With the head guy, Rock.
Yeah.
And whenever he'd turn up, he'd get flamed up.
Yeah.
He'd turn it
Yeah.
consumed with fire and shit.
Yeah.
They got that from the scripture, man.
Yeah.
That's the Heavenly Father, Yahawah.
Yeah.
They did that. They know that.
He thought me trying to blend in like that. He trying to be doing that, but all he go is a peak when he get mad.
Yeah.
That's it. You can't get no further than that. You ain't got no flames.
Then you remember, like on the movie, whenever like when he was normal, he was like kind of shorter in stature and smaller in stature. Whenever he'd turn up, boom, he'd grow, he'd get big.
That's why I say, who shall rouse Jacob? Who shall rouse him up? The Most High gonna rouse us up, man. Lord willing, we in men. So even if you take us out, we gonna come back. We gonna come back. And everybody thought we was playing. We gonna find your ass, man.
Because it's gonna be even speedier. Because you know what?
Yeah.
You know, remember Abel, his blood cried into the Most High. His spirit cried into the Most High to avenge his blood that came spilled. So when we go back up to the spirit, well, we like Most High.
Yeah.
Take them out.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, you know, I'm shortening the time. Shortening the time. It's gonna happen soon.
And they all go in it. Yep. It said,
and it said, oh, the head of his head. It says, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of it. That's some physical, right? That's physical. Why would you mention hair if it's not his real hair, man? You know, how were we made? How did the Most High make man in his own image if he's the invisible God? Out of what? How can? Well, what is the image that we're made out of? That's why he you know. But it says pure. His head and his hairs of the like into the pure wool, like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, as his wheels as burning fire. So that makes me picture like, you know, a great entity of power with chariots all around him.
that's it.
And his son is on the right hand side with woolly hair, and it's a reflection of his father because his father got woolly hair. You know, like you could, hey, if you tap into the spirit, you can see an invisible person and shit.
And part of being able to tap into that spirit is you got to make sure you have that charity, Jake. That charity goes a long way because the Lord will open up to you and give you understanding that, you know, you wouldn't think that He'd give you. It's all about that service, man. We serve. You always got to remember that in your mind, Jake. This is service, you know. We want to serve. You know, you don't want to half-ass that, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to be serious about it. It's serious, man. It's a lot.
So that's great.
I can read you.
Oh, yeah. You want to finish? Okay.
It says verse 10, it says, a free stream issued and came forth from before him.
Lasers and you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's it, the laser beam. It says thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him.
So everybody was there. All the spirits was there. All the angels, all the heathens, everybody was there. You know? Go ahead, Art.
It said the judgment was set and the books were opened.
That's it.
And you know what? That's where these Christians come in. They get the fucking shit up.
Yeah.
And they say they think on Judgment Day everybody gonna be lined up.
Yeah.
Get their judgment read out of the book.
This has already been said.
This is talking about. This is talking about the prophecies being declared, being discovered.
Yeah, no, and they'll tell you Barney was there. These motherfuckers there. Barney, we're really talking about Jake. These motherfuckers, man, gonna say some shit that's not gonna line up.
I think the Most High got time for heathens and shit.
Ain't no time.
That's why He said, "I'll gather the heathen in the land of Jehoshaphat, so I can destroy him right there." I mean, and He's gonna destroy America, and then He's gonna destroy them and those other parts of those lands. We're gonna control them when we come down from the chariot. Go ahead.
The books are the scriptures, man. All right, it says, I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain.
That's America being destroyed. Go ahead.
And his body destroyed and given to the burning flame.
Given to the burning flame. That's the missiles coming over here. And the chariot shooting and to make this place cherry hot, man.
And that body is going into that, just like I said, a Revelation, that Republican Democrat system. The two horns that speak like a lamb, that's going into that body, man. That body of legislation, that body of order is going to be cut out. The light of the wicked is going to be cut out, man. You know? And that is how we know we on that fall of an empire. We on the downfall of an empire, man. We see it. You know, that's why we be off you know, sometimes and they ain't look like ain't really no work available for Jay, because usually they have work for Jay. Because they want us to be slaves, man. We're talking about deporting us. These motherfuckers don't want to give us over to them. We be over there telling them, hey, we've been talking about we want y'all to send missiles over there. Send them. Send us over there. want us over there, man.
Better be careful. You be deported them and you call them nations, the leader of them nations, and they be like, where they at? Well, we hired them and gave them food to eat.
Hey,
you done? Should I done?
Just like Paul, wherever you send us, we're going to prophesy in the prisons, wherever the fuck you send us eat. Do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. You act like it's like any better than what we doing right now. This is not, we supposed to be gods, man. Anything here is hell for us, man. Even if we live in a height, that still hell for us because we under you, man. This ain't no good for us, man. We're not happy here.
So as concerning the rest of the beasts,
The rest of the nations,
they had their dominion taken away.
they had their dominion taken away.
Yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time.
That's slavery and shit.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, as concerning the they slow. It said, I saw in the night vision.
Oh, the night vision. Some getting cooked, like, you know how I said the lions coming out of the thicket. You know, like you and me in the jungle, and you think you're alone and you hear that growl, that roar, and yeah, something's coming out of
crouching down, get ready to move them feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Get that triple threat position. You know what I'm saying?
Coming as a thief in the night. Go ahead.
So I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man,
One like it to the Son of Man. Go ahead.
came with the clouds of heaven.
With the clouds of heaven, with his army, with the chariots. Go ahead.
It came to the Ancient of Days,
Came to the Ancient of Days. Go ahead.
and they brought him near before him.
Yep. So that lets you know, man, how could he come to the Ancient of Days and they the same people?
Right, come. And that's going into what happened in the book of Acts. Well, when you read the book of Acts, the first chapter, it tell you how the Lord was beamed up into a cloud. You know,
And
this is basically, you know,
Yeah, his son.
extension.
His son said, "This is my son that I'm well pleased with. You know, him have I given power and great glory, so to speak." I don't know if that's the one you talk about, but
No, I was like when the Lord had left, went back to the Father.
that's what I'm saying. When he got caught up into a
Okay,
cloud.
yeah.
Yeah, he was saying it.
It says, and there was given him dominion
Dominion.
and glory.
Wait a minute. Adam was given dominion, so he was Adam, but now he's getting that dominion back. Most High is giving it to him back because he had to go through his people course, his person course of him being born on the earth as a man, mortal man, like anybody else.
He had to go through his chastisement.
As Solomon, you know, as Isaac, you know. Isaac was conflicted too, but he couldn't see. He was blind pretty much. He couldn't really see.
Yep. He had to go through his chastisement. Yep. You know, because the Lord said, who made the blind? Who made the one thing? He told the same thing to Moses. He does those for specific reasons. If Isaac wouldn't have been blind, we wouldn't have a blessing right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
the Lord do what he got to do to make it go right, man.
And
he gonna make it happen.
I think the apostle had mentioned this too, the elders, apostle elders, that when they asked that man, which who did sin, this man or his parents, Yahawashi told him that neither this man or his parents sinned, but it's for the manifestation of the glory of the Most High, that the miracles will be wrought in him, to where there's going to be certain people in this last day that's going to be seeing without this Esau's technology and shit. And that's another threat to the government, when you can get healed without them. You know what I'm saying? That's why Yahawashi was a threat. They was like, this man, who healed you? And you know how Jake can't, he said, tell no man, but Jake can't keep a secret, man.
And that's why you know this truth is a threat. That's why we eating better. We going into, you know, how to purify our water through just because it talked about how you said Yahawashi wrote his name on the cloth, man, and it cures somebody. How much more if you put it in a glass bottle and let it sit overnight, you know? And the water tastes a lot crisper when you do that. Lord willing, I can get the microscope so we can really look into. It might look like little tabernacles on that thing. Like you don't even know, man. The Lord is magnificent, man.
There was another instance in the Bible where, remember that water, the pool, the angel touched it and it healed whoever got into the pool. I forget the exact, exact words, but Most High can make an object heal you. You know, that's why a lot of this is that Egypt shall take up bomb and she shouldn't be healed, because bomb really is supposed to heal you. But the Most High is taking that spirit out of the bomb. He's taking the spirit out of these things,
and that's what people don't realize. The bomb ain't healing shit. No, it's the Most High.
Yeah,
he said he healed and make alive.
Yeah, exactly. He healed.
So all that stuff is just illusion. If the Most High is not involved with it, you know, in the sense of wanting something to happen, it's not going to happen. That's why you got so many people take chemotherapy for cancer and still die, because the Lord ain't involved with it.
And you got for a natural death, you got in the Bible, it says a man's strength shall be 70 and then 10 years plus. So that's that could be a natural death. So what if you did live all the way there? That don't mean the Most High loves you.
Yep.
So there's a lot of Rawchas that live to 90. Hey, Jimmy Carter, they wrote his crippled ass, You know, his old ass, he was 99 years old.
Yep,
You know he was doing wicked.
Yep, and that's what the Lord do too. He'll allow you to do so much wickedness. So when the time your tab is up, you done been to spend 99 years being a goddamn demon. So you're gonna spend another 1,000 getting your ass whooped. You know?
Yeah, go ahead.
You gonna deserve that shit, man.
Yep. It says, I saw in the night visions, and behold, back to Daniel 7 and 13, behold, one like it to the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought to him there before him, and they were giving him dominion and glory and a kingdom, and all people, nations, and languages should serve him, man. And what are we going to be like unto Yahawashi? He said that. He said, you will be like unto me. You will do greater things than I. So they're going to serve us. It says, his dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away. So if we were Yahawashi and we making on chariots with Yahawashi, how is the Russians going to come and overtake us? We were Yahawashi. He said he's going to have dominion and strength and power forever. It says, which shall not pass away, in his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, man.
So how could they be the Israelites over there right now if it's all talk about them possibly getting destroyed right now by the other nations? You know these not Israelites, man.
They are. They getting
They
checked.
not Israel, man. Because their kingdom would not even be spoken of or even having a chance of being taken over.
Yeah.
They in a position where they at war with Iran. There wouldn't even be no war.
And everybody be going to them for the law.
For the law.
How is it going to be? How is it going to coexist as other religions and shit and do it? You know, you still got atheist Mormons, you still got Scientology. All that shit's going to be broken down. Ain't nobody going to be worshiping their own shit. They're going to be following the laws of the Most High.
So
But they're going to be following the gods in their mind to go off, though,
And that,
where they have to attain to our law.
and that's in Isaiah. One of the scriptures say where they said,
Let us go.
he said, there is no God. You know?
Yeah.
We
you
going
talking
to,
about Isaiah 2:4.
Yeah.
no, I know that, but he spoke about God, them not worshiping the gods they worship now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a time where they be like, there is no God. You know, like said Isaiah, like, you know, like when you go in that word like Allah, you got a lot of these, they worship Allah. They gonna realize that he don't exist. That God don't exist. It's only one. It's Yahawah, Bahasham.
And that's going to be part of that rebuke. When you get slapped in your forehead and you got to get out there and get your ass to work.
Well, Allah never exists. He don't exist now because Allah just means power. So it's whose power? What is the power? What is his name?
Yep. Just like the people over there in Israel say that they Israel, they say Adonai. Adonai just means superior.
Yeah.
That's all it means.
So remember Yahawashi, he was asking that
not a name.
He was asking those spiritual demon. He said, what is your name? He said, my name is Legion. So spirits got names, man.
Yep. Spirits got names. The Most High got names.
Yeah. So these guys got names. You got the God of Ashtar, the God of Buddha, the God of, you got to name these. Just like Most High. He's Yahawah. He is weak. Gonna get this last scripture. Verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, man. Not ask for it. Take it. You know?
Just like we took your birthright and the blessing.
Yep. You're gonna get spiritually and physically backhanded in this thing.
And when he said, though he carefully sought it with tears, there was no place for repentance. So that means you have to do this 1,000 years, he saw. Chin up, man up.
Yep.
Chin it up.
Take it like a man.
Oh, boots on the ground.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try to
those last tears, the last hurrah. That's why Most High got Trump in the spirit of that to make this this last thing, man.
Yep, and that's how you know they're gonna behead some of us. Some of us they're gonna torture and stuff, man. Some of them they're gonna do some fucked up shit, man, because they know that it's coming back, man.
Yeah.
But some of them gonna be scared to do something because they be like,
not only that,
it's double time.
Not only that, it's gonna be spiritual powers, man. Don't forget that. It's gonna be angelic powers, man. you might break through a bar, through the prison bar.
Or maybe you do die or something, and then all of a sudden you just come back alive with powers and just start whooping ass.
Yeah.
It could be any of that.
You might
Who
go
knows?
to sleep and wake up outside the prison. Like, damn, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Like Neo, when they shot him,
Yeah.
shot him, he just got up.
Like
With a whole new,
like,
with a whole new,
yeah,
a whole
whole
different countenance.
Electric-
You know what I'm saying? It just got
Yeah.
to doing some amazing
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Go to sleep, wake up, floating outside.
Yeah. Come on, man.
We don't know, man. But we pray that we are the men.
What might have it
Man,
happen? Brother might get shot up.
salvation.
And then just,
If not get no salvation, at least not get no powers, at least get salvation. At least get out of here on the chariots, man. You know?
Because while you looking at us, angel gonna be looking at you.
You know?
Oh, they looking at you now. It says, "And shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever." He made it plain, ever and ever. There ain't gonna be no interruption or breaking of somebody rising up against us forever, ever and ever.
Yeah, we don't need Kanye West to tell our ass. We got the Most High in this doctrine, man. We don't need all that, all these jakes that don't really know the Lord trying to break down stuff to us no more, man.
And don't be on the fence, and then some you find out about a new shot, and then you just try to fall on the side of the Most High. Nah, the Most High, you being a hypocrite, man. All this time, man, been doing the work, and you just all of a sudden when stuff go down, you want to
Now you want to jump in the game.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work like that.
Nah, it ain't gonna work like that. As soon as you come in, you got to be in there.
Yep.
You got to stay in there.
And once that door shut, like it says in the scriptures, and they was knocking, and it wasn't answered, it wasn't open to them, man. You left out here. You left out here with the missiles coming down on your ass. Because some of us might be caught up before the missiles are actually right before the missiles are on their way. We might just start getting beamed up, but overall we say, "Lord will," you know. But that's going to take place. That's going to be a real thing. Anyway, I think that's it, man. Hopefully it was edifying. Till the next time, Most High will, you know. Till then, and always, even after, we're going to give all praise to Yahawah. Bahasham, Bahasham, Qadash. Rawchaa, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone. My side takes to the brothers, teach the word for the hopeful election to be elect. Most High will. And to the hopeful extended elect, Shalom, men, women, and children, and the ones that are on the comment board, the brothers and the few sisters, Shalom, blessings. Most High will, we make it to the end. Shalom.
Shalom.